Hello, it's time for part 2 of our video on Google Forms. In this video, we're going to focus specifically on adding videos and also how to adjust the placement of images and videos that you've added to questions. So we still have the picture here from the first video. And if we go and we just click on or off the video, you'll notice that there is a circle in the upper left-hand corner with 3 little dots. If you click on these 3 dots, these are your different alignment choices. Now, with this large of a picture, it's really not going to make that much of a difference, but when you have smaller pictures, the alignment can make an actual huge difference. So if I left a line, or if I right a line, you see it's not shifting all that much because it is a very large picture. And I will tell you that the larger the pictures that you can insert in, if you want students to identify something in the picture, the larger the better, because once they're actually in the form and they're answering questions in the form, they don't have a way of actually making these images any larger. Now, if I want to just change the image that's already there, I simply click change. And then I can go up to my Google image search or find an image that I already have on my drive. So I can just click Google image search and then put in the search criteria. So again, I did United States the first time. And all 3 of those are the same image. So I'm going to grab a different image and click insert and wait for that to load. Now this one you see is a little bit different in its size, so we can definitely change the orientation of this one and align it center, and you see that made quite a significant jump. But as you'll notice, this one's a little bit more difficult to read than the prior one that we had in there. So as I said before, the larger the image that you can fit inside of the actual question, not the question answers, but the actual question itself, I think the better it would be for students, especially if you're asking them to identify something small. So just a quick note on that. And by the way, videos will work the same way when we get down to the video. When you're doing the alignment of that, you can also remove it by using the trash can. And you can even add a caption. So I can say, use this map to answer your questions below. And you notice I have one question below here, which, let's see, I'm just going to put Nebraska, because I think my question was, which I removed, which state is north of Kansas? And if I preview this using the eyeball, use this map to answer your questions below. And so you can add a little you can add a caption. If you want to remove the caption, you just click that and then the caption is then removed. Okay, so let's move on to talking about videos and why you would want to put a video into your Google form. So I think videos are great to use in a Google quiz, especially for our younger learners, or even as a means of remediation. If students are having difficulty with a concept, you can find a video that talks about that concept and then have them answer questions based on the video. For younger students, you can find videos that talk about or that read a book aloud, or videos that maybe talk about a certain spelling or phonetic sound, and then ask them questions based on that, whether it's comprehension questions about a book, or which of these is the correct spelling of such and such a word based on what you've watched in the video. And it just makes the form a little bit more interactive too, both for the person watching it and even someone who may be helping them answer the questions if this is something that they're doing at home. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a question, and I'm going to click add video. And I already have a video ready for me to pull from, which is right here. So this would be for younger learners. And so I'm just going to click right here in the window where the URL is, and then Control C or Command C on my keyboard, Command C if you're on a Mac, to copy that link. And then when it comes up, you have video search, so you can search directly for YouTube right here. But since I already have the link, I'm going to click on URL and I'm going to Control V or Command V to paste that in there. I click on the video and then click select to put that in there. And actually you'll see I just made a mistake. I actually did not need to add that question. So I'm going to remove that because it put an untitled video in here. So I'm going to say, hey, that's my monster. That's the name of the book. I'm going to use these three little dots and I'm going to center a line. And then now I need to have my question. So let me backtrack for just a moment here because I want to see if, yep, I can do this. Okay, so I had a question up here, but really this question needed to be below the video. So I said that I had made a mistake, but in actuality, I could have just used these two rows of dots, get my little four-way arrow here, and then I can drag that question right beneath it. So it's actually not a big deal if things get out of order. That's the nice thing about Google Forms is that you can drag and drop questions around into different orders. So again, I need to go ahead and put a title on my video. Oops. And I'm going to center align the video. And then I'm going to go ahead and start my questions. So who needs a monster in this book? And so this is where you can put your different option choices like we showed before. But I want to show you what this actually looks like if we take a look at it from a student perspective. So I'm going to click on the eyeball. And there was our first question. And then here's our next question. So all a student needs to do is they click and they start watching the video. If they need to expand the video to make it larger, unfortunately full screen mode is unavailable. That's a little bit of a disadvantage with this. However, let me show you a workaround for that. First thing is, remember that we had to come here and we had to get the link for this video. So we've already got that copied onto our clipboard. So now I'm going to close this preview. What I can do is put in a title and description. This is something that we haven't done before. So I'm going to add a title and description, and you notice that it popped down to the bottom. So I'm going to move this up right here. If you need to view this video in full screen, click the link below. So now I'm going to paste that link to that video right there. And now if we preview it, voila, you've got your link. So that way, if this is too small, and for me, that would definitely be too small. And to give you more control over being able to watch the video, this way, all you have to do is click there. They can open it in full screen and watch it. Now, I do want to warn you that videos, if you want your students to watch a video and they are on one of our Barrow County managed computers, Chromebooks, you need to make sure that the video down here is approved for barrowcountyschools.org and that you've checked that. So if I click removed, you're going to see this is what it looks like when it's not approved. As a teacher, you have to approve that. And students, in order for them to be able to watch the video that's been approved, they need to make sure that they are logged into their .org account. So over here in the top left-hand corner of the screen, they should see that they are logged in to YouTube as well as being logged into their regular Google account. They shouldn't have to do this as a double step, but just in case if the video is not playing for them, you need to remind parents, hey, make sure that your child is logged into their .org account or this won't work. So hopefully you'll find this trick useful of being able to put a video in here either as a means of being able to do comprehension questions or even ask questions about the setting or other types of literature questions, or even as a means of remediation to ask students questions pertaining to a topic maybe that they're having difficulty with. So this video is just a real short one going over a couple of things. In our next video, we're going to get a little bit more deeply into Google Forms and talking about how to customize your form in just a bit.